So when I was in the dating world, I watched a lot of videos about dating. And I wanted to know, what was I possibly doing wrong? What could I do better? I wanted success.
Absolutely.
In the dating world. I would listen to these videos and they would tell you proper ways to handle first dates, proper ways to handle conversations.
God, there are videos for everything.
None of it felt right to me.
Any video, you take what applies to you, what feels like that's your comfort level.
Right, which all this applies to everyone. So everyone's going to take
that we
everything
say
from us. Right.
Is Bible. Wow.
Welcome into the Unplugged Palace and another episode of the Unplugged Us. Christa, how you doing this week?
I'm doing just fine and dandy.
Yeah.
It's 70 some degrees here in the wonderful state of Pennsylvania. Spring hasn't even sprung, and here we are, 70 degrees. So why wouldn't I be blissful?
Right, and I'm not wearing any pants, so this is great. So.
I'll let you decide if he is or isn't.
Leave it to the imagination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, for sure. So you ready to talk to the folks again this week? Week 4
absolutely.
For us.
Absolutely. So last week, I kind of dove in to some feelings and whatnot and talked about how I overcame. But, I got to thinking, I don't want every video to be centered around me. I kind of really want to know what's going on in old Mikey's head. Oh. So I was thinking I would ask a couple leading questions and see where things go.
She didn't say anything about where we were headed with this video.
No, I did
not.
And
I had this fear that this is where we were about to go.
I think it's fun, right? Yeah. Don't you? I do.
And do I have a vote?
No, okay. No. Only I and the people have voted. Yes. And the people have voted. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. I didn't see that poll anywhere.
Oh, it's there. It's right there. See, it's right there.
Oh, yeah, there it is, I guess.
Okay, anyway, so Michael.
Yes.
Let's go right into it. My question for you is, when you found yourself back into the dating world, you were in your 40s, correct?
That is correct.
How did you know you were ready to get back out there and date?
Well, I knew, like you said last week, I didn't want to be alone ultimately. It was never a thought of me just removing myself and trying to live single. I wanted to, find somebody to share the rest of my life with, have fun with. I wanted the consistency. It was somebody who matched me.
How did you know what you were looking for?
Well, that's the thing. I didn't really specifically know exactly what I was looking for. It was about finding out what I didn't want as much as it was about figuring out what I did want. Dating was, meeting as many people as I could and then finding out.
You dated for how many years?
I would say I probably dated solid for about 2 years.
Okay. And I'm sure there were ups and downs, obviously.
It was the dating world's nothing but ups and downs.
See, and that's interesting to me because I really never subscribed to any type of dating apps. Not that I found them, anything wrong with them personally, but it just wasn't how I wanted to proceed in the dating world. What is so funny?
It's funny you say that. It is just totally different for women and men on dating apps.
I agree with you 100%.
You tried dating app, correct?
Okay, yes, but can you really count 10 minutes?
Why was it only 10 minutes? Because this will be why. Why was it 10 minutes?
So I'm, ready to date again. I finally get up the courage. I'm like, okay. But, I'm going out different places because I'm trying to meet somebody organically, okay? And I'm going out and all the people that keep coming up to me to talk to me or whatnot were just not who I know I would probably have a future with. And I'm older now, so I'm like, I don't want to waste anyone's time, right? Yeah. So I was getting frustrated. I had noticed on Facebook there was a dating, and I had never seen it before. And I was like, oh my God, why is this here all of a sudden? So I was like, all right, okay, let me look into it. It said that none of my friends, my Facebook friends, would even know that I, basically
You're already
joined.
feeling shame. You're already feeling shame by starting.
But I'm like, man, well, maybe I need to come out of my shell. Maybe I need to try this. So go on, fill out my little profile and stuff, put on a photo of me, and I am like, join or start or whatever the hell it was.
Start dating.
Exactly. And I got all this anxiety immediately. And all of a sudden, my phone starts pinging. It's like ping,
You're popular.
ping, 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 ping. And I was like, oh my God. Let me do the reenactment. Go to the next one.
Quality. Yeah. How about that one?
And the things that they were saying to me, shame on you. I was like...
Kiss your mother with that mouth.
I know. What the heck? Just totally not for me. I had bad feelings all of a sudden. And one thing my mom taught me was listen to your gut feel. And on that one, I was going to. I think it was 10 minutes, but it might have been 8.5 because I was like, nope, this isn't for me. And I got off of it. I had a very bad first little encounter with it.
Yeah. I had a very different experience.
Yeah, I want to hear about this
minutes.
because he continued and he went on all kinds of different dating apps.
So
Do
I
tell
was
Michael.
I started out on Bumble.
Mm-hmm.
I did Bumble, Hinge, Facebook dating.
Oh, so you tried Facebook?
Tinder.
Did you see me?
Not in the 10 minutes you were on there. No. Either that
What if you would have?
we would have got together maybe a little sooner. I
Probably.
don't know. I wouldn't have said nasty things.
I
So I was on. I'm sorry. I said Tinder. I think the last one I said, and then I think I tried one of those other ones. Match.
Okay.
I think I did. I tried Match
Not
because
Silver Seniors?
there was some sort of Silver Seniors.
Or wait.
Christian
what's that
Mingle.
other one? Yeah.
Christian Mingle or
Christian Mingle.
Farmer-
What's the farmer's daughter or
Farmer's
something?
Daughter.
I don't know.
I think that's
Okay.
a show or something. I don't know. what it
Maybe.
is,
I
but
don't
yeah.
know. Okay, go on.
I didn't try any of those. So I didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I think there was some sort of Groupon code or something for Match. That's why I tried.
There's Groupons for this?
I don't know. I was whatever. Anyway, so that one was no good.
Okay.
Point being, I got on them. My first 10 minutes was pretty uneventful. My phone wasn't pinging.
Ping, 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 ping.
And I had to put in a little bit more work. Well, a lot of bit of work in order to make matches. And part of the problem was I didn't have very good pictures. You can't just take a bunch of selfies. You actually have to have a real picture. And at the time I was on dating apps, I guess it was big men were holding up fish or hunting or some crap like that. And as I don't know, women didn't like that or something, but I don't know. But anyway, I didn't fish, so I was never holding up a fish.
Right, why lie? How accurate of a photo are you seeing of someone? Like, I want to know because, like, I've heard from other people that they have started conversations with someone and then they've gotten to the meeting place and they're like, okay, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? You are not her.
Okay, so you get burned one time, I think, and then you learn to never get burned again. I didn't actually get
Like you got a burn?
I didn't
or
I didn't actually get burned, so maybe
you were
I'm
feeling burning though, right?
maybe no, I wasn't feeling the burn. What the hell? So no.
Just making sure, okay?
I didn't contract the burn, nor did I feel the burn.
Thank God.
I would do checks. I would have to. So
Okay, wait. What is a check?
If I matched with somebody,
Okay.
Before I started the conversation, I used any information they put on to see if I could track them down on Facebook or Instagram, something, because I wanted to see what their real pictures looked like.
Because filters, let's face it, they have become a part of our norm. Am I right?
Yeah. But I wanted to know before we went on the date.
Right, because why waste anyone's time? You don't want to waste that person's time or get that person's hopes up.
Right.
Because especially maybe they're like into you, right?
Right. Well, when somebody shows up, you want to initially be attracted when you see the person before you even say a word. Yeah, you want to look and see that attraction.
There has to be that initial attraction.
That has to be that initial attraction.
Right, but that's just like with anything, like even not a dating app. Right. I mean, if you're somewhere and somebody is interested in you and you're not, I mean, it doesn't have to be a dating app. It's just that's what draws you to someone, an attraction.
It's initial attraction, right.
And there's much more into a relationship afterwards, but I believe the reason why you're going to start talking to someone initially is because there's some type of spark. There's some type of like, oh, you caught my eye. Yeah.
If you walk right up to somebody and already you're questioning in your mind if this is what you're looking for, your mind's already made up on where this is about to go.
Right.
So.
All right, so you go on this like date, meetup or whatever. So at the end of the night, are you like, hey, I don't think you're what I'm looking for, or do they say it to you, or do you wait till the next day? Like
sometimes you would both just sort of know by the vibe or the lack of a vibe, I guess, that occurred during the date. Sometimes people would reach out and say, hey, I had a good time, we should do it again. And you say, hey, look, I don't want to waste your time.
Okay, that's nice.
And I was always very honest.
No, and I mean...
And I wasn't hurtful honest. I was just more honest in that, like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. I'm just not interested. Good luck to you. I wish you the best out there, and I'd try to pay a compliment if I could, kind of call back to something we talked about, I didn't want to be hurtful, but I wanted to be honest.
Right. And how was like the response on the other end?
People really appreciated honesty.
Yeah.
I appreciated it, I know, when people would say something to me. Everyone took it pretty well, I would say.
Okay.
At least the way I delivered the message.
Right.
So, yeah.
Were you ever on the other side of it where maybe you were like possibly or potentially interested in someone or thought it was going well, but they felt a different way?
Yeah, multiple times I was. And sometimes it wasn't after the first date. Sometimes it was after the second date. And, sometimes it was after conversation would occur. And there were a lot of times I would say that I was probably on that end. I didn't take it to heart and just move forward.
And you talked about like the rejection portion. We talked about that a couple videos ago. That you just basically, rejection is going to happen.
Yeah, can't take it personal.
Right.
It's not personal in the dating world. You're happy that you got the honesty. You don't take it to heart. You move forward. If I was ever rejected, I would always turn back to make myself my mental point of origin.
Okay.
Work on myself. And so that the next time I went into a date, I felt like I was better than the last time I went.
That.
And although I had no control over anyone's response to me, it was my way of motivating myself to get better.
Nice. Yeah. And I think people lose sight of that. I think that they sit in that state of, feeling upset or questioning why instead of just letting it go, wiping the slate clean. Tomorrow's a new day, and to build on your mindset and work on you.
Right. Some people get hyper focused on individuals too early on. If it's somebody that you're really attracted to and you think, oh, this is going to be a good match, especially if you had your first date and you get to your second date, you're already probably in your mind like you get hyper focused. Now, I would say in the beginning, it was a little easier to get that way. Yeah. But as you went, as you learned lessons, then you knew to ease up a little bit and just naturally kind of let everything flow. An abundance mindset is what you almost had to have, and that is that this isn't the only person out there.
Right.
If this doesn't work, there's other people out there that I can
Plenty
meet.
of fish in the sea,
Plenty
right?
of which, by the way, I never joined that dating app.
That's
Or
a dating?
Yeah, Plenty of Fish.
He acts like I know these things. Did we not just discuss? I was on Facebook dating for 8.5 minutes, maybe, and I was like, I'm out. When you did go on these dates, because you mentioned it with me, how you knew I was interested.
Yeah.
How do you, when you're on this first date, how do you know if there's an interest between the two?
I used body language along with the conversation.
Okay.
I always wanted to sit at a bar on the first date.
And you did that with us.
I did. I never wanted to sit across from somebody. I wanted to sit beside somebody because I wanted to know what they felt.
What if they didn't drink?
And they didn't have to drink at the bar.
Oh, okay. All right.
You just have to sit at a bar.
All right, that's true. Okay, sorry.
Took them to the breakfast bar. Got them an OJ. And I got chocolate milk. And I got a chocolate milk. I would sit side by side. Okay. So like turn, look at the camera for us, straight ahead, okay? And if our conversation was just kind of like this, that's okay. You don't disqualify yourself this way.
Okay.
But if you turn this way and you are facing me
like I always am,
like you are, and then I turn into you, now we're having a more of an intimate face-to-face conversation. We're engaged. Okay.
We are engaged.
So that is one way. Another way is by how I was able to gauge with you.
Yes.
Was we were turned.
Yes.
But before we turned, there was touch. Right. Would reach out and you would touch. And you
I
held.
don't even remember doing that. I'm just going to be honest.
You did. So, and I did as well.
On your time using the dating app.
Yeah.
Okay. How long would you say your most successful relationship was?
I would say a month.
Wow.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think that there was some consistency over the month. So I would say 1 month would probably be it. Yes.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
1 month.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, the longer ones or the ones that would say lasted, 2-3 weeks to a month, something where you went out a few times, you hung out, whatever. It was, I think I found myself being the one that was almost like, okay, this isn't feeling right. I got to stop.
Right.
And so I started wondering if maybe there was something with me that I just didn't want to commit to anything. Well,
you didn't want to commit, maybe because you were waiting for your little snickerdoodle to show up on your doorstep.
I was waiting for you. That's right.
That's right.
But honestly, I didn't feel that with you. Never once did I feel that with you.
And we talked about in the beginning, our first video that we put out. And that's when him and I would have these conversations early on because I wasn't aware of the dating apps to that, except for the, 8.5 minutes.
Right.
So you said that you were on dating apps for a few years.
Yeah, a couple years. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. How did you kind of know that maybe you needed more or you wanted to be done with that scene? Yeah.
So I had enough failures, I guess you could call them, on the dating apps. And I realized that I didn't want to leave it up to chance.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look at an app and I didn't want to look at individuals and choose from individuals like I was sitting at a buffet that barely had anything on it. You know what I mean? It was like
one way of thinking about it.
So I decided to figure a way to go off of the apps, find people I was actually interested in, try to strike up conversations with them in person, on social media. I was more in control. And I actually had better success that way. Ultimately, it didn't end up in a relationship, but I felt like it was better than the dating apps. In 2021, at the very end of the year, I looked back on all the dating I did, all the dates I went on, all of them, all three of them.
There's a lot of them.
All 3 dates I went on for the entire
All
year.
300. Go on.
Wasn't that many.
3,000.
I had looked back and I thought, what do I have to show for it? It was a lot of wasted money.
Yeah.
And a lot of wasted effort,
Yeah.
a lot of wasted energy towards something that ultimately gave me nothing in return.
Yeah.
So I shifted my focus to me.
I love that.
And that's when I started doing the YouTube. I started finding the enjoyment within myself.
Yeah.
I had inner happiness then all of a sudden. And I still dated,
Right.
but
It wasn't your main focus.
it wasn't my main focus. I wanted to skip more nights to work on my passion. And then you came along, and then I found something that actually happened organically.
Right.
And I saw the total difference.
Yeah.
The total difference. So,
You're welcome.
yeah. Thank you.
But might I say also, had you not looked back on your years of dating
Right.
and made that realization that you needed to start putting some more time and energy into yourself
Right.
versus other people, so you found your joy in producing your videos.
Right.
Had you not done that and taken those steps to
Yeah.
do those things, I might not have been up
Right.
that night watching videos, and you wouldn't be watching our video right now.
That's 100%
So you are
true.
welcome. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks for being worthless, dating apps.
Yeah. Drink to that.
You think we gave people a little something tonight?
Yeah, I do. Especially
Yeah.
those that are out there curious
Yeah.
about potentially getting on a dating app, or maybe they've been on a dating app for years and years, and they can sympathize with what you're saying,
Yeah.
and it resonates with them. So it's a good message.
We should probably have a little shout out for all the guys that you didn't meet.
Yeah, shout out to them
All the guys that got you off dating apps.
for I swear it wasn't even probably 10 minutes, 8.5 minutes. I'm going to go with 8.5 minutes. It was scary.
It was scary, huh? I
No
believe
idea.
it. I'm sorry. It's depressing.
Very.
Let's not be depressed when we leave here tonight. So,
It was in the past.
all right, everyone. Thank you for joining us again tonight, and we will see you next week.
Peace and love.